Welcome to the toss. Good morning and welcome to St. George's Grenada, the National Cricket Stadium, the venue for the final day of the 2022 Dream 11 Spice Isle T10 tournament. We can greet you with the news that the conditions are quite pristine. Had some early morning showers as we look over the hills of the River Road area, Observatory Road in the background. You can see the conditions have cleared up quite nicely and really sets the scene for what should be another magnificent day here at the National Cricket Stadium for the game we all love, cricket in its shortest format, the excitement, pure vibes, more cricket, more entertainment down here at the National Stadium. Looking over you can see the Parliament building in its majestic beauty in the background there as the shot is being spanned. You can see the Observatory Road, Tempe, Mount Parnassus, those areas in the to the left of the screen. To the right, we see the hills of Montgelou. The Richmond Hill Prisons also comes into view. Tantine, Old Trafford in the towards our lower right, and it's really a beautiful scene, Crony. And Crony, normally times you drive through the island and you admire its beauty, but when you get those views from above, it's like seeing Grenada for the first time and falling in love with it all over. As we see the drone goes into the House of Parliament, the home of our democracy here in Grenada, a building which was original parliament was the Carnage area, a beautiful Carnage, a Tantine recreation ground, the Grenada Port, Port Louis Marina in the background there. Really a beautiful day to be on the outside, a beautiful day to be taking in the various activities wherever they will be located around the island. And we can see Crony, so for this morning the road seems to be quite clear. Either persons have already off the island of Grenada. Right down in the tip there is where the runway and the airport is located. The beautiful Grandans Beach, and you can imagine, Crony, on a day like today, the beach is often filled with locals, visitors enjoying the holiday period. So just keep it safe and enjoy whatever you guys will be engaging in today. As the shot now spans around Crony, we see the whole southern belt of Grenada, True Blue, Lansapine, going over back into the area of in the foreground Lagoon Road, well, the Kirani James Boulevard, the ministerial complex also comes into shot there, and now we come in right over the cemetery, Dong Cemetery Hill, into the River Road area. As we are about to pass the river and now into the majestic National Cricket Stadium. Here you can see in the foreground all the activity, the housing complex in Montrush, and it's really a beautiful scenery here. I would call it the River Road Sports Complex. Many years ago, Crony, there was multiple fields here, but we can see it's now the National Cricket Stadium, the biggest of that facility, the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. There's the athletics warm-up track to the north of the track and field stadium, and to the left of the Nationals, to the right of the National Stadium, we'll see Queen's Background 2, Crony, and you would have one who would have been able to witness this area in its majestic glory. And it was really a haven for sports in multiple fields and multiple activities engaged here on our evening and our weekends basis.
Yeah, you're certainly right. There was as much as at least five fields around this facility, and it was so good to see the amount of sporting activities that have been played. Cricket on the weekend, you have 5 fields, and they all occupied. So really, it's an area that and has provided quite a lot of top sportsmen. Today we have the National Stadium, a really international venue. We have the track and field stadium, so we probably would have lived the bar in terms of the facility.
Yes.
But really have been tremendous as we look at these facilities, yeah, close together. And something I mentioned, Kerry, we talk about the structure of the buildings, but I think the roads. I think we need to really talk about the road, the networks of the road that we have, in that
Yeah.
you can pass. There's so many areas you can pass, come in and to go out, which is really essential for international venues.
Oh, quite correctly there. We're not going to. We know we enjoy looking at those scenes, but we're here for the cricket, and we're going to go down into to the middle, where the captains were earlier on for the toss to find out what is happening in this fourth place playoff between the Saffron Strikers and the Cinnamon Pacers. So we go down to the toss. Welcome to the toss for the penultimate match in Season 2 of the Dream 11 Spice LT10 tournament. The two teams battling to finish fourth in the standings. We have with us here at the toss the match referee, Mr. Carl Felix, and our two captains, Ryan John, the home captain, and Mike Narayan, the away captain. Mr. Match referee, it's over to you. Ryan John has the coin. The call will be by Mike Narayan for a head, and it is a head. Mike Narayan has won the toss, and what will be the decision, Micah, of the Cinnamon Pacers?
First of all, I want to thank the Almighty for bringing us here today. We're going to have a bowl first.
Cinnamon Pacers started off the tournament rather slow, rather scratchy, but you have been playing good cricket in the latter stage, in the latter matches. Must be happy with the improvement you'd have seen with your squad through the tournament.
Yes, of course, I think we just a little bit too late in the end, but I think we're doing well, so let's continue doing well, and still we could come out with the 2 points today.
Bowling first on this track, what do you think would be a good total you'd want to restrict these Saffron Strikers to?
Anyway, under 100 is comfortable for our batters.
And we've seen you guys have made good use of the condition in previous matches. Opening bowlers, Taylor and Buddy would have bowled well for you. Expecting the same from them today again?
Yes, I hope we bowlers could continue doing well and restricted them as low as possible.
All right, Micah, it was a pleasure having Cinnamon Pacers here in the tournament for a second year. We want to wish you guys all the best for this match, and we hope to see you guys around for future editions of this tournament.
Thank you.
Ryan John, the captain of Saffron Strikers. Ryan, it was not the match you'd have wanted to play at the start of the tournament, but you're here, and I'm sure you guys are ready to give 100% in it.
Yes, definitely. We know how cricket plays. I mean, nobody would want to play in the fourth place playoff. Everybody would want to play a final, but nevertheless, we're here, and we have to turn up today.
All right, Ryan, you would have also been asked to bat first on this track. What do you think would be a good total you'd want to set on this weekend?
I mean, it looks like a good wicket. I mean, 120 would be a good total. I mean, let's hope that the batsmen would come out and be positive. And I mean, we have a lot to play for still. Guys still have to look to get retained. So let's see if we get a positive performance today.
All right, and your batters should be looking for a better performance from those guys, especially those of you batting at the top of the innings.
Yes, definitely. The batting really didn't pull through this tournament, but you know how cricket is. Hard luck to the guys, but we're still looking to finish on a good note.
All right, well, Ryan, it was a pleasure having Saffron Strikers here for the second edition of the tournament. Wish you guys all the best and look forward to seeing you in future editions.
Thank you very much.
All right, so that's the toss. Cinnamon Pacers have won the toss, and they've asked Saffron Strikers to bat first. Their Cinnamon Pacers winning the toss and have asked the Saffron Strikers to have first bat at it, and as we've seen, the Cinnamon Pacers did have done very well with the new ball in this morning games, getting a bit of swing there. The two opening bowlers, Jonathan Taylor and Jamie Buddy, would have done a good job for the team in the recent matches, and we'll be hoping that it can continue for another match. The Saffron Strikers, they'll be looking to see if they can put a disappointing season behind them with a victory here in the fourth place playoff. So, Pastor Worm, though it is the game that none of the teams would have wanted to play at the start of the tournament, it is a final opportunity for both of them to end off or go off on a high with a victory.
Yeah, I don't think that either of the teams should look at this with academic interest at all. I think they must view it as more than just another game, but see the opportunity for individual performances themselves, and also enhancing their overall performance. I think you've got to also think that this is an ongoing tournament. It's not just for 1 year or 2 years, but more likely it's going to be going on for some time. So all of these players will be searching their way through, and Kerry, maybe some of these may even move from one team to another, as the case may be. But I think every game is important. Every game is significant, and even if you may not necessarily be in a final, that should not dissuade you at all from really putting your best foot forward and having the same passion and energy and desire to win.
Most certainly, as we know now, it's such a global community that we're living in now. Everything is interconnected now. Persons, so many opportunities available for our cricketers, and it's an opportunity for them to even make a statement. Because, as we said at the big earlier in the tournament, we do not know who exactly is watching the tournament. Someone may be out there looking on and might be thinking that X, Y, or Z player has demonstrated a certain level of skills that may warrant participation and opportunities in other tournaments and so forth. So the guys should look to go out there and play the game with all the competitive spirit they'd have done with in the earlier matches. And though you're not in the finals, but it's an opportunity for you to end the tournament with a victory and go off saying that you'd have done yourself well and wait to see what happens in future tournament.
But I also think that they stood up very well, the players. It's been practically a couple of weeks of non-stop playing, and it also demonstrated the mental carry, because this game of cricket, you've got to be strong. Got to be strong physically, even if you're a batsman. Got to be strong physically. You've got to be strong mentally to be a successful contender. We've got, of course, the Saffron Strikers and Simon Pacers. They're up, and we will give you the matchup today.
Yeah, so the Pacers, who won the toss, they have Micah Narayan, Shion Andrew, Alec Athanash, Jamie Buddy, Junior Cyrus, Bijan Embleton, Javed Hazard, Deron Hippolyte, Desmond Maloney, Jonathan Taylor, and Deshaunte Thomas. Out of the 11 is Tate Carmichael and Chad Charles.
Well, for the Saffron Strikers, we've got Ryan John as the captain. Javon Andrew will be behind the stumps. Kemp Charles, Hiran Campbell, Delon Douglas, Jelani George, Mikel Joseph, Lyndon Lawrence, LeVon Lewis, Darius Martin, Josh Thomas. And again, to repeat, the Cinnamon Pacers have won the toss and they've elected to field.
Yeah, so opening the bowling for the Pacers from the northern end, as you'd have done in all previous matches in the tournament, Jonathan Taylor. Slim built, very slim and tall. I make him just about 6'1" past the warm in height, and he has this beautiful action getting into the wicket. He'd have started off a bit rusty in the earlier matches of the tournament, but he'd have really grown into it and done well for his team at the top of the innings. And just going through the stats, and what struck me about Jonathan Taylor is that he is one of the more economical bowlers in the tournament, going at just over 6 runs and over, under 7 runs and over past the warm in T10 cricket. That is fantastic figures there for the young fast bowler.
Yeah, he's got to be proud of himself, and it's a learning process for him, learning with every day, learning with every game that he plays, and that's the idea. Cricketers must see every opportunity and seek every opportunity to learn, improve, and enhance their game.
Yeah, so he'll be bowling to Campbell, that would be Lawrence, who will be taking the first strike. Lawrence is accompanied by his good mate here on Campbell, and both Campbell and Lawrence, Pastor Wom, they're officers of the law. So it's good to see that the policemen, they're out in the tournament in their large numbers and they're performing quite very well. The commissioner will be very pleased with the performance of his troops in this tournament.
Yes, and we want to ask those delinquent people and those who are upstarts and culprits in the society, please don't get too near to them. Don't break the law, because if you do, they are heavy-set, solid gentlemen.
Oh, very well said there. Both Lawrence and Campbell, two servants, as that one beautiful delivery there, just pitch. It was sort of held up in the pitch a bit, and Lawrence was squared up a bit. Another good delivery there for Taylor. And Pastor One, both Lawrence and Campbell would have had experience playing for Grenada, the national team. I know Campbell would have gone on to have had a few games in first-class cricket for the Windward Islands. So it's two very experienced gentlemen out there in the middle, opening the batting for the Saffron Strikers. And that one hit over the top, advances, a couple of bounces over the head of the fielder in mid-off. Desmond Maloney, the ball goes into the boundary, hit, looking to take the attack to the fast bowler, and picking up 4 runs in the process. So he goes off the mark by 4, and the Saffron Strikers, they're 4 without loss in over number 1.
Yeah, well, he got 4 runs there, and quite deservedly too. But I think he still wasn't quite happy with the way he cued it. I think he would have loved for that to go all the way, but it resulted in 4, so it was fruitful indeed.
Yes, as captain just having just going back into his position in extra cover. We see a ring of 5 fielders on the offside. And it charges down the ground. This time he goes over long on. Fighting shot there from here. Lyndon Lawrence advances down the track to the fast bowler of the bowling of Taylor. Picked it up well over the fielder who was in at mid-on. Sailed over, he said, sailed over the ropes for 6. Fine shot there from Lyndon Lawrence.
Yeah, it really was. He chipped down the track and got to the pitch of it. And that was the beauty about it. He got to the pitch. And that's why he was able to lift it over long on quite comfortably too.
Taylor looking to bounce back, being hit for 4 and 6. Another third consecutive delivery. He charges and hits behind square. Embleton does the chase. He's not able to retrieve the ball as it crosses over the ropes in the square leg region. So 4 more runs to Lawrence. He is really looking to start off in 5th gear today for the Saffron Strikers. They're already 14 without loss and 1 delivery left in over number 1.
Well, there's nothing about getting your eye in. Not today at all. he probably had his eyes in since this morning. You know, if he did some little preliminary warm-up before he went out there. But gosh, he is looking to belt everything. And so far, with the field, of course, restriction in place, he is being successful.
Yeah, we can see now the fielder at mid-off is being pushed back to long-off. That would be Andrew taking up that position there at long-off.
Good move.
Yeah, looking probably get to be a bit closer to the batsman. And I would say a good delivery there from Taylor. A bit on the foolish side, but a good recovery from those 3 length balls which he bowled previously, which was dispatched for boundaries.
Yeah, it was. I think it was good to see the third man fielder coming into the circle, and with him trying to hit straight or maybe through long on thereabout, advancing down the track. I thought that was a better move, just to have a couple players on the boundary line just riding. And just gamble that gap down to third man, except there'll be some little edge.
Yes, in the power play overs, there's so many limited options you have outside of the circle. Just 2 fielders, and then as a captain, you always have to be thinking what is the best combination of the fielders outside of the circle, and we can see. He elected to bring in the third man. Normally, captains love to start with a third man back on the boundary in this form of the game, but others would prefer to have them short and do fielders in long on or long off back.
Yes, I think very often is the person who is batting, and you would have noticed that that Lawrence was advancing down the track. Now, if you're playing on the back foot or you're playing from the crease, then the ball may tend more likely to go to the third man area. But when you're advancing like that, you will tend to hit the ball maybe through mid-wicket or down the ground, as the case may be.
Yeah, so it's going to be Jamie Buddy from the southern end, a delivery which has Lawrence playing behind square to Alec Athenes. The little man, Athenes, number 18 on his back, swiftly in from the backward point position to restrict any opportunity for a single.
It's become his trademark spot. He has owned it, just as Katoy will own his position there at backward point. They're fast, got safe pair of hands. The anticipation is very good.
Yes, Pastor. I'm going to ask you a question at the end of this over as we see this one played down to that is Taylor at short third man there. For all the fielding you have seen Katoy in that position. You have seen Athenes, you'd have also seen Junior Cyrus. Who do you think would have been the best fielder from that position there during the tournament?
Oh gosh, it's sort of hard to say, but quite frankly, there's just something about Katoy that I love, and I probably will give him just a little bit of the edge. But don't forget, you've got somebody who tends, although admittedly feels down on the deep sweeping position. We'll come back to that.
That's one clip, fine shot there from Lawrence. Just eased into that one, clipping it wide off the fielder at mid-on into the boundary. It goes for 4. And Lawrence, he seemed to be middling all of those deliveries early in his innings. 4 more runs to Lawrence. He's on 19, and the total is 19 without loss.
Yeah, I was talking about Larry Edward, of course, who feels more down to the deep square. Cover boundary, and how he runs across the turf and covers the distance so very quick. I think he's going to be a good fielder at backward point also. And again, he's naturally left-handed, and he's fleet-footed. His anticipation is very good. Those are the good fielders on the team.
This time is short and hit through on the mid-wicket position there. Junior Cyrus, for a moment there, he thought he could have got his hands down to catch that one there, but before he was able to get into position, the ball rocketed across the road for the ropes of 4. So another boundary to Lawrence. It is 4th boundary, and as with it is a 6 also. He's on 23 and he's doing all the scoring so far for the Saffron Strikers.
He hit that very hard, very hard. You have to be something after John T. Rhodes to pull off a catch like that.
And another short delivery gets inside of that one, plays it between the fielder, short fine leg, and backward square into the boundary again. The third 4 in the over, and certainly Jamie Buddy would want to get the ball a bit closer to the feet of Lyndon Lawrence.
Oh, and then if he is dropping short like that, the wicket seemed to be good. He could get onto the back foot and pull it. And don't forget the field restriction area is still there. So maybe he might be advised just to bring his length a little fuller, just a little fuller. Don't overpitch it, but just a little fuller, and get it as close as possible to the body. Don't give him width.
Another short delivery, and correctly and rightly dispatched by Lawrence over the backward square for 6. That was a mighty hit there. He saw the ball shot, rock back, and with brute force brutalized it over the backward square for 6. Fine shot there from Lawrence. He goes on to 33 and the total 33 total loss after 2 overs.
Well, the fielders, they better be prepared to run. They've had quite a bit of running to do. And when I say running, more so to retrieve the ball, because all of the boundaries hit so far, they were clean, authentic boundaries. So they've got to go beyond the boundary line to pick it up and come back with it. Prepare to run. That's what he's saying this morning.
Yes, and there, Buddy letting his team down there in that over, looking to go to a bit too short in the latter part of the overs. In the over, the previous over went not 4-4-4-6. It's almost like an area code and starting to give the digits for a telephone number. You know, and there are some parts of the island who carries the area and the code 444. So I'm not too sure if he's wanting to reach out to one of his family members to ask him to come down here to the National Stadium to see him in action. And Campbell tugs that one to Maloney there. I think Campbell was looking to probably hit that towards the offside, but the bottom hand would have taken over. So it is a bit of respite there for the Cinnamon Pacers, and they'll be quite happy to see another dot in the scorebook.
Yes, it would have been interesting to see if he had used the top hand more and hit that straight back past the bowler. It's carnage.
It's just... And this one, with outside the off stump, Campbell's go through the line, hits it over the top of the covers, into the extra cover boundary, it goes for 4. So the Saffron Strikers, batsmen, they're dealing in boundaries. We've had 6 4s hit and 2 6s. That combines to 34. So 34 of the 37 runs scored has come off by the way of boundaries.
Campbell is saying, well, you know what Lawrence can do, I can do it too. It's just I didn't have the opportunity. So now I've got it. I'm going to capitalize. That was a lovely shot inside out.
Yeah, Campbell just facing his 3rd delivery now. And again, through the line of 1, over backward point it goes. Fielder comes in around 3rd man, tries to get his boots down. He's not able to do so. The ball goes across the rope. Just hope that the fielder would not have done himself any damage in the process there, as he probably may have rolled his ankle on the delivery there. But that one was a bit wide from Campbell, reaching for it, got a thick outside edge, and the result is 4.
Well, the good thing about the shot is that he went hard. Now, when it's there and you're going, you can't go half-heartedly. You've got to go with full blood. Went hard at it, took the outside edge, and it went for 4. Good batting, really good batting.
Yes, and Pastor Wam, those ones you said, there is one of the old advice you'd fear from anyone. If you're going after it outside the off, go hard. No half-hearted approach. And it's runs flowing here like... This one hits firmly. Campbell will be disappointed that he's only able to find Maloney there. So Campbell is on 8, Lawrence is on 13, and 2 batsmen who really would have had high expectations at the start of the tournament would want to make their final up and knock in the tournament count for something big.
It's a good combination, these two, who they're fearless, they're not afraid to go after the bowling.
Campbell tugs that one over wide mid-wicket for 6. Fine shot there from Campbell. He scores his first 6 of the inning, and that's what, a 47 for the Saffron strikers inside of 3 overs. And at the moment, the Cinnamon Pacers, they have no options to the brute force exercise by the officers of the law, Campbell and Lawrence.
Now, if I were Taylor, I would just bring it back a little bit for Campbell, who likes to drive. You can see he loves to drive the ball. If it's up there in the slot, he's going to drive it. Now, you've got to say to him, let me see whether you're a better puller or a better cutter, as the case may be, and try the ball wicket to wicket. That's the only advice I could give him now.
Yeah, so it's the final delivery of the third over. 47 runs on the board. Campbell advances and Pastor Orm. I'm not too sure if you had an earpiece direct. Taylor would have an earpiece for listening to the commentary, but what you advise is what you'd have delivered there, and you could have seen Campbell in a spot of this border trying to play that one.
Yeah, you've got to know your opponent. That's so very important. You've got to know their strengths. You've got to know their weakness. And I'm not suggesting by any stretch of imagination that Campbell is weak necessarily pulling. What I'm saying is that the balls that are pitched up, he tends to drive. He's a good driver of the ball. Lawrence can do both well. He can hit the ball over the top that is pitched up, and even when they're short, he can pull and can cut. But it's a matter of knowing your opponent, knowing his strength and weakness, as the case may be, and you adjust accordingly.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be a change of bowling from the southern end of the ground. It is going to be Deron Hippolyte, the off spinner, to take up the action and come in as he customarily does around the wicket. Past the 1 wicket, and see yesterday he would have employed a similar tactic, and in his first over, I believe, would have gone for around 24 runs. The captain seems to have confidence that he can break this partnership between the two strikers, opening batsmen, who have already scored 48 runs of 18 deliveries. And I tell you, Pastor, the mood that Lawrence and Campbell in might be an interesting over served up by Deron Hippolyte.
Yes, could be interesting indeed. Back then, the off spinner never really started from round the wicket. He's going to start from over the wicket, and then maybe things are not working. Just change the angle, come from round. But he's been predominantly coming from round the wicket. Let's see whether this is going to in any way be a success story for him.
A delivery shot in length. Campbell trying to muscle it, doesn't hit it that well. It goes down to Athenes, who comes off the long on boundary for a single. And now Lyndon Lawrence is on strike, and he would be relishing that opportunity to go after the bowling of Deron Hippolyte.
Yeah, but I guess he's moving for angles here, is Hippolyte.
A short delivery hit straight back past the bowler. Campbell, the non-striker, he had to take evasive action, ended up on his back. The ball crashes into the boundary. 4 more runs to Lawrence. A short delivery there, and quite correctly dispatched by the batsman.
Well, you're talking about eyesight, and it is so very important for everybody on the field to have good eyesight, inclusive of the umpire.
Oh, most definitely.
Because these days, the balls are coming back to you very hard, very fast.
Yes, and we saw the unfortunate incident earlier in the tournament with Tyrone Charles. Would have been hit in the fall bowling in his follow-through of a full-blooded shot from Dylan Douglas. Quite happily to hear that he's doing fine, and we wish him all the best in his recovery. Lawrence again shot, goes back and pull, and I think one thing you can accuse Hippolyte of doing in this over is bowling the ball a bit too short to these two batsmen.
Yeah, he's got to be careful about that. There's a story that Saviv told me. He did say that when they went to India, there was a ploy that they used, and he felt that he was very effective with it. I'm going to come back and tell you what he told me they did.
And it's a dot delivery. It's been a while we haven't had a dot delivery there. Trying to beat Cyrus, Junior Cyrus. Quite skilled in that position there in the backward point area, taking over from Athenes. Another short delivery. This time, Campbell elects to hit it to the onside. Deshaunte Thomas is able to get a hand onto it, and good fielding there by the little man in backward square. And Pastor, a couple of days ago, he'd have dropped a dolly, but I think from since then he has been quite outstanding in the field. Deshaunte Thomas.
Yes, he's quickly off the mark. He's sharp, and that may have yielded maybe 2 runs, but he cut it off very well.
Goes over the wicket, hit down the ground. So it's the end of the power play over. One which conceded just 8 runs, 1, 4, and 4 singles, and the total at the end of the power play, Saffron strikers, they're 56 without loss.
Run rate of 14, it's right up there, and we're not to the halfway stage yet. They must be thinking, Saffron strikers, of getting up maybe to 130. They're poised to do that, 130. They've gotten off to a great start. You couldn't want a better start than that. Just going back, Kerry, to that story that Viv told me when they'd gone to India, particularly Clive Lord, he said he sought to hit the ball straight back to the bowler very hard as possible. And the intent was to see if he could injure the fingers of those Indian spinners. And he said it was a genuine ploy to hit it back to the bowler as hard as possible.
The legendary Sir Vivian Isaac Richards, the original Master Blaster, and Pastor Worm, a player of the caliber of Sir Viv in this era with the T10 and the T20 cricket. He probably would have been a double legend in this new era of the game.
Yes, I looked at it just about 48 hours ago as Narayan moves in.
Captain Narayan of calm, cool, skillful character there. Not express pace, but he certainly, with his bags of tricks, keeps the batsman honest.
Yeah, I looked at his innings of 156 balls at the Antigua Recreation Ground against England. And I could not believe that was a test innings at all. It really was carnage. He hit the ball to all parts of the ground.
Campbell gets across the line and hits that behind its backward square. Cyrus comes off the backward square boundary and does the fielding, so 1 run to Campbell.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that knock was I remember Graham Gooch maybe giving Botham an advice, just looking at the body language as to where he should bowl and where feelers and all of that should be. He bowled him. Bowled him. Fantastic delivery. Right up in the block hole. Yorker played all over it. And
I know Narayan would be quite pumped to dismiss, to see the back of Lyndon Lawrence. They both now they reside in the same part of the island, in the northern villages of St. Mark. And I know later on this evening, there'll be a little bit of ribbon to let Lawrence knows that Uncle Micah Narayan was able to send him back to the pavilion for a well-played 40. He was going, and I think that's an important breakthrough now for the Cinnamon Pacers.
Fantastic delivery that was. Right up. And there was a little bit of inward movement too, which was well bowled, and that's good old classical veteran bowling. Just going back to the story there, as Douglas comes out to join Campbell, he was actually saying, well, Gucci, you can probably put a couple of feelers up in the pavilion area. It was quite amazing.
Yes, the great man. I remember him coming. My generation would not have had the opportunity to see him alive, so we'd have to rely on the stories and also the videos of the great man. And he certainly would have made his mark on West Indies cricket. Fearless leader, fearless competitor. And I was reading some article, and it was like when Sir Viv came from the pavilion onto the ground, it was like a gladiator geared for battle, and all the nerves would have been going into the bowler because of the fear of having to bowl to Isaac Vivian Richards as Micah Narayan to Douglas. Another delivery there. Very casual in his attempt there, Douglas. The ball would have cut back into him. Beat the keeper, goes behind for a bye. And Pastor Worm, you have spoken about the 156 balls, but either the record was equalized or broken by a batsman who was completely the opposite to Saviv. If Shiv Chandapol, I remember against Australia in Guyana, he'd have gotten 100, maybe of 56 or 57 balls or
No, I
so.
think it was 69.
It was 69.
Yeah,
Oh,
we could double check it.
yes. But it was a fast century, uncharacteristic
Very
Shiv
much.
Chandapol, and he really lit up border on that occasion. There's that delivery into from Junior Cyrus over the stumps, but Douglas and Campbell, they're able to cross over for 2. So 2 more runs to the total. It is 61 for 1. Laurent McInerney, 1 for 4 of his is his over so far with 5 deliveries, and we'll be looking as that one is turned onto the leg side there, pick up a single. So it's the end of the 5th over, past the at the halfway stage. The Saffron strikers, they're 62 for 1, and as you said, they can be posed for a big total.
Yes, there's no question about that. They got off to a great start, and they will want to continue to push on. And as I said earlier on, get to over the 130 mark, and they're very much in course to get there too. 67 balls.
Yeah, the 4th fastest century. I would just want to see if that is for West Indies or overall, but 67 ball, that was way back in 2002, played at his home ground in Border, and what I remember about that match is that he got struck, I think, in the back of the knee, and that was it for him for that match there. But Shiv Chandapol, he too can score fast, and he has the 4th fastest test century of just 67 balls. It is going to be Hippolyte now to bowl his first one outside of the power play, and has a bit of luxury more fielders outside of the circle. Slower in pace there, deceiving Campbell, who plays it out onto the offside for a single.
Brendan McCullum, in fact, was the person who eclipsed the record. Got it in 54 deliveries. I think it might well have been his final test match. Maybe got that wrong. I'll probably double check that too. But eclipsed the record that stood for, I don't know, maybe 20 years.
Douglas whips delivery outside the off stump to down to wide long on for a single. So the score rate has just dropped a bit. Earlier on, it was going at 15s and 14s and over. Now it has dropped to just 12 and over as the wicket fell, and also some good bowling from the cinnamon pieces. Campbell, fine shot there from Campbell. Pick that one outside the off stump and deposit it over deep mid wicket for 6. A fine shot there from the opener. He moves on to 28 of 14 deliveries, and the strikers are 70 for 1.
Yeah, good mighty blow. Got under it and lifted it very well. Tugged it from outside the off stump and went over mid wicket. That was a fine shot. Really lovely.
This time Campbell's again attempts a shot. The ball beats his flashing blade into an opportunity for a run out, and miss there from Hippolyte. The ball goes down to long on for an overthrow. So what should have been just a single has turned into 2, and Campbell is now on 30.
Yeah, it would have been a bye the first.
Oh, it's a bye actually. So it's 2 byes, not to Campbell. Campbell remains on 28, and the total pushes on to 72 for 1. Campbell goes back, looking to cut, doesn't connect, and a dot delivery.
Yeah, so McCullum had 54. That was against Australia. And of course, with Richards, 56 deliveries to get his 100, which was equal, in fact. I'm going to come back to that.
Campbell again looking to pierce the offside field. Plays it down to Mike and Narayan. They go through for a single. So 6 overs gone, 74 for 1, and the action continues here. 73 for 1 after 6 overs, 73 for 1 after 6 overs. Campbell is on 29, and Dylan Douglas on 1.
Yeah, so Richard got his 156 delivery. It was equal by Misbah ul Haq for Pakistan against Australia, and one Adam Gilchrist got his in 57 deliveries playing against England. So those are the players that got their centuries with less than 60 balls.
Yes, fine batsman there. And then if you'd have told, put on the list and asked which one did not score a century of on a 60 balls, I'm not sure Misbah ul Haq would be one of the names you would have mentioned doing that feat, but it was certainly an incredible inning from the former Pakistani captain. And going down the list past the warm, I see that a certain gentleman, J.M. Gregory, Australia versus South Africa, way back in 1921-22, more than 100 years ago, would have scored a century of 67 balls, as this one is clipped off the legs down to the backward square, full delivery there. And I'm sure Campbell would be disappointed that he's not able to make maximum value of that full delivery slanting into his pads.
Oh, we're talking about fastest test century. There was a guy called Mudassar Nazar. You must remember that name. Took 557 minutes to score a century. Of course, he was batting also with Harun Rashid, who was an outstanding fielder. Bowled him.
No, that just hits the pads of the wicket keeper, who is keeping up there. And you can see Douglas deceived by that slower delivery there. And we mentioned there that Michael Narayan has some bag of tricks, and he had Douglas there playing a big heave on the onside before the ball reached to him. So smart stuff there from the Cinnamon Pacers captain. A 1 for 6, and his figures so to date. And Campbell lifts it well over long, on for 6. Fine shot there from Campbell. He waited on that slow delivery and he was able to execute it to perfection. Campbell scores his third 6 of the inning. He moves on to 36, and the strikers, they're 81 for 1.
Beautiful. Got to the pitch of it. There was a sweetness. There was a really poetic touch about that. No brute force. It's just that he timed it so well, so neatly.
Michael Narayan looking to hold it back a bit, and he does just that. Shorter length to Campbell, tugs it down to Athens in long on. The fielders, they come through for a overthrow, a powerful throw from Athens, which was not cleanly collected by Michael Narayan. So 2 more runs to the total. We're into over number 7. We can see that Cinnamon Pacers, they've yet to bowl their 5th over. So whoever will be doing the duties of as the 5th bowler in this inning would be having to bowl 2 of the final 3 overs, which may be just what the Saffron strikers need to push them up to 120 in the inning.
Wrong the wicket, he's coming this time.
And it's big outside edge there. Taylor runs back and the ball just eludes him. Coming back for a second is Campbell. Beats the throw. Appeal there for a run out, and umpire John Mack seems disinterested as he walks to the stumps to restore the bails in their correct position. So good run in there between Campbell and Douglas. Campbell is now 40 and the strikers 85 for 1 inside of the 7th over.
A lot would depend upon these two, no doubt, to bring the total to maybe that 130 mark that we were talking about. 85 for 1. They're still on course, but they're being held back a little bit here by Michael Narayan, who's picked up 1 for 16 so far in his 1.5 overs.
Yes, Michael Narayan, he would have done well again in this season in the tournament, finishing on the bowling chart, the top bowler, wicket takers in the tournament. And this one is driven firmly down the ground. Shion Andrew comes off the wide long on boundary a bit slowly as the batsmen, they cross over for 2. Powerful throw back to the keeper, straight into the back of the batsman, getting into his crease. Campbell, I don't think there was any malintent there in that throw from Narayan, but Narayan would certainly not want it to be hit the officer out there in the middle.
Absolutely not. So 7 overs gone, 87. We were in fact talking about, if you talk about the fastest, then we've got to talk about the slowest. So Mudassar Nazar, who took 419 deliveries to reach his landmark of 100. And then there is one of our other players in Brathwaite, the West Indies skipper, of course, who might, I think it's the 5th slowest century in the history of cricket. Sorry, I don't have the best memory in the world. So all of those are interesting little features, of course, that decorate the history of Test match cricket over the years. Here it's 87 for 1. Campbell is 42 of 22. He's batted really well.
Yeah, certainly well, and he's not had this sort of innings he'd have liked in the tournament where he was able to carry through from the first over to the end. So far, he's batted for 7 overs with 3 overs to go, and we have a new bowler, Desron Maloney. He before yesterday he had the best figures in the tournament, 4 for 5, but that was eclipsed yesterday by Amical Dubisset as Maloney into Douglas hits that over backward point. A fielder would just go to retrieve it as it crosses over the ropes for 4. So a short delivery outside the off stump correctly dealt with by the Vincentian Dylan Douglas, and I can tell you it's going to be an exchange of words there in the middle between Desmond Maloney of St. Vincent and Dylan Douglas. They'll be looking to get the best of each other.
Well, I think Dylan has, I'm sure that Desron has convinced his captain that he's not just a batsman and he can pick up wickets too.
Yes.
See whether he has a golden arm today.
Faster and flatter down to Athenes, who gets under it, and he takes the catch. So the final laugh goes to Desron Maloney as he gives a send-off to his mate Dylan Douglas. A short delivery outside the off stump, third down to Alec Athenes, who was quite happy to accept that one diving forward. Fine catch for the little man from Dominica, and he had a telling say in settling the battle between the two Vincentians nationals.
Well, if you notice that in the power play, he commands the backward point area. That's Athenes. But when the field is relaxed, he's generally down at long on. And the reason why, not because necessarily he's got height, because he's a diminutive man, but he's got a safe pair of hands. His anticipation to go to his left or to his right or to come forward, that's quite remarkable. And there he was coming forward. Now, that was a difficult catch. When it's falling in front of you and you've got to come forward and take the catch, you've got to have special agility and special skill and athleticism to do that. And that, to me, was one of the finer catches of the tournament. In fact, he stood there as if to say, did you take it?
Yeah, outstanding catch. As you said, it was a finer catch, but in my view, I don't think nothing can eclipse what was done by Daryl Cyrus a few matches ago.
Ooh.
As Maloney now into the skipper, Ryan John tugs onto the onside. They go through for a quick single, thinking about a second. Campbell decides against it and just 1 run. And Pastor Warm, we'd have seen that those volcanoes, those players who would have been in the first class setup, played first class cricket, they've certainly entered the tournament and made a telling contribution with the bat, the ball, and in the field.
They certainly have, and they're the ones that's supposed to shine forth quite brilliantly because they're the most experienced players.
It's going to be Campbell. Campbell looking to play that one fine. Gets it hit on the pad. They go through for... did he get some bat onto it? No, it was a pad as umpire John Mack signals leg by.
One of the features we could have next year, Godswin, I'm sure that is something that we could look at, the catch of the tournament.
Oh, yes, certainly. They're looking to go down the ground. Can't beat Narayan there in extra cover. So another wicket for Desron Maloney. He has 2 in the over, dismissing Dylan Douglas and now dismissing Ryan John for 1. And Maloney, the man with the golden arm, has 2. And the Saffron strikers, they're 93 for 3.
Well, it was a good catch and it was a good delivery too. He used his feet, wasn't to the pitch of it. And I felt that he didn't really have to go through Kerry with the drive. You know, it's 10-10 cricket. But if you're not to the pitch with it, the most important thing to do, the best thing to do, maybe is just to, maybe just drop it in front of you. And he could have done that. But of course, he decided to go through with the drive, which always is rather perilous. And Narayan took a pretty good catch.
Yeah, so it's 93 for 3. Comes to the crease now is Michael Joseph, a resident of the sister island of Carriacou. A short man, but he has some very powerful shoulders that can hit that ball a very, very long way. And not surprising though, considering that he's also a former javelin thrower who would have won, I believe, a silver medal at Carifta. So a man with a lot of talents and a lot of skills, looking to put the final exclamation mark on this innings of the Saffron Strikers.
Well, 301 runs, best of 39, and his scoring rate at 188.13 in 22 matches in the T10 seasons. Well done.
And then as we see Maloney into goes forward and gets beaten there. So the end of a successful over, double wickets in the over for Maloney, 2 for 5 after 1, and it's 93 for 3 after 8. And Pastor, on that graphics with Mikel, what was telling, throughout his career in the T10 tournament over the past 2 seasons, he struck 24s, but he's even better with sixes. He's struck 26 sixes.
Oh yeah, look at his shoulders out there. You can't deny that because he's got wonderful shoulders. He's a big man, strong Karakoon, and obviously he's got the lambees and the fish waters and all of those marine life creatures that, of course, helps with your protein, etc., etc. But again, Kerry, it'll be nice. We did talk about it a little bit. If we can have a compilation, maybe at the end of the series of outstanding catches, and maybe somebody will be given the catch of the tournament. Darryl Cyrus, to me, would have been the first pick.
Yes, Darryl Cyrus first with quite a bit of distance between him and any other competitors. There was an excellent one which was taken by Dennis Smith running back from the southern end as his buddy into Mikel Joseph, hit on the pad, big appeal for LBW and Pastor on that is plumb in front. An important breakthrough there for Cinnamon Pacers. Campbell playing across a straight delivery there is out LBW, and we can see the Cinnamon Pacers, they're related. They've gotten the dangerous Campbell for 42.
There was no question about that at all. It tailed in a little, Kerry. It's tailed in a little and looking to play across the line of flight. And that was beautifully bowled, well bowled. So they're kind of losing their way here, Saffron strikers, 93 for 4.
Yes, I agree there. And if the score, as we see, Kem Charles is going to be the batsman. If the score can just give us a bit of the fall of wickets, we'll be able to tell you how quickly they've lost their first 3 wickets. There was a big partnership early on between Lawrence and Campbell. They put on 58 for the first wicket. The score fell on first wicket 58. The second one fell on 91. And then after that, it was 2 wickets falling with the score on 93. So very good comeback there in the latter part of the innings by the bowlers from the Cinnamon Pacers.
Sure, right. Kim Charles coming out. Not any big run getter, so to speak. He has not been a strong scorer.
Yeah, 24 runs in 21 matches, a best of 14, strike rate of 100, and 1-4. And in the traditional T10 format, he has more sixes than fours. He has 2 sixes. Kem Charles now to Jamie Buddy, and we can see we have fielders back at long on, long off. Shion Andrew, Alec Athenes stationed in that position. Mid-wicket, deep backward square. Played down the ground, played straight. Alec Athenes comes across, does the fielding. Will that be 2? No, just 1. Excellent fielding there from the little man. And it's now 94 for 4. And I think Saffron strikers will be better served to have Mikel Joseph facing the majority of the remaining 10 deliveries.
How important, of course, it is for players to enjoy everything that they do on the field, not just when you're out there batting. You've got to enjoy fielding. And the really good fielders are those who enjoy it too. There's no doubt Athenes is one of those.
Yeah, Joseph goes back and plays it to short third man, picks up a single, and I believe that the Cinnamon Pacers will be quite happy with that result, as it gets Mikel Joseph off strike.
Yeah, gets him off strike, 95 for 4. We're in the 9th over, and what looked like 130. We're in over number 8, Kerry, so we've got to get our prediction going here. We've had our commentator's prediction.
I hope I can be as accurate, as bang on as our co-commentator Raphael Crony. I know again earlier in the tournament you said 120, and it was straight on the bullseye. With 9 deliveries to go, 95 to score. I believe 115 is possible, but it will have to be done through Mikel Joseph hitting a couple of big shots. And this one is hit down to Athenes, and the simplest of catches. He's taking it, running in, and Kem Charles goes looking to hit big. And we told you earlier in the tournament that he's not much of a big, earlier in the match, he was not much of a big hitter because his stats indicated such, and Athenes was able to settle on that and collect just the simplest of catches, and a man of Athenes' caliber would not be dropping such a dolly.
Oh, absolutely not. He's not going to drop that. He's got such a lovely pair of hands, safe pair of hands, got under it, and the commentators could have really said that's out. Well, Kerry says that Saffron strikers will get up to 115 of 10, and my score is 110.
Yes, I think, the ball, had I been asked that question now, I would have revised it, but
I'm sorry, Kerry.
I would have to stick with my 150.
It is what it is. It's gone already.
I will be hoping that Mikel Joseph, he will be able to get a couple of lusty blows in the final over. It's going to be bowled by Desron Maloney, so it's certainly on the cards as body in. Mikel Joseph tugs it onto the onside, goes through for one. They'll be coming back for a second, and I think that was well played there to evade the two fielders deep so they can come back for two.
Yeah, played it with surgical precision and waited on the ball and turned the wrist on it. Didn't try to hit it too firm, and with the fielder having to come in from deep mid-wicket, had sufficient time to cross for two. That was a lovely piece of deft batting.
Yeah, it's 97 for 5. It's the strike rate, the run rate now under 11 runs and over for the first time in the inning. And Joseph looking to go over goes big, is beaten with a big swish outside the off stump. So 9 overs bowled, 97 for 5, and Buddy finishes with 2 for 22 after being taken apart in his first over. Would be quite happy with his return over of picking up 2 wickets for 4 runs in over number 9. Excellent over there from Jamie Buddy.
Great comeback, getting 2 wickets. Just 4 runs coming off his bowling, 2 for 22. 9 overs gone, 97 for 5. And the pair there in Joseph and Thomas, now that they've been prolific with the bat at all, well, they would certainly want to bring the team over the 100 mark and get up to my figure, which is 110.
Yes, I think from here on out, Pastor, you look like the most likely winner of the guessing game we have going on here in this commentary booth. A final over to be bowled by Desron Maloney, who's had quite a bit of success coming in these last few matches with his bowling options. He'd have gotten 4 for 5 in 2 matches ago, and he has 2 wickets, and he's telling bowlers how easy it's done. Hit down to Narayan, got down, he's able to stop it just for a single, and brings now Mikel Joseph into strike with the total 98 for 5. Pastor, you need 12 runs to get up to your target of 110.
Well, it's a little scary, wondering if I didn't go too high after all.
And I get it is the field being set there. Both backward square and mid wicket is being brought a bit squarer. But I tell you, when Mikel Joseph hits them, all the fielders in those positions, all they have to do is to just stand up and admire it sail into the stands. Yeah. Micah Narayan goes a bit square in covers, and the fielder on the extra cover goes a bit fine, as it's Maloney into bowl, faster delivery, hits well, over backward square for 6, short delivery, Mikel Joseph picked up the length well, and 100 is up, 104 for 5 of 56 deliveries, 44 minutes, 9 4 6 sixes. And I can tell you, those of you listening to the broadcast, the chuckle was a result of the excitement demonstrated by Pastor Worm as that ball sailed over the ropes. Quite a fierce competitor here he is, Pastor Worm, and he wants to ensure that his team gets up to gets up to his score of 110.
Well, there's another factor that I giggled about.
Joseph again goes back, it's over, down to the cover boundary, catch taken there, thereby Junior Cyrus coming off the extra cover boundary, and for a moment there, Pastor Orm, I would have been thinking, here comes 110, but instead the ball settles into the arms of Junior Cyrus. So the 6th wicket down now for the Saffron strikers, and they're really falling apart here in the latter overs. Desron Maloney, he has 3 for 12 and still has 3 deliveries left in his second over.
Yeah, not the best ball in the world, I must admit. But, when you've got it going for you, you got it going for you. The interesting interesting thing about the previous delivery, of course, the one that was pulled over the mid-wicket area, Maloney was adamant that his captain should move from extra cover, and he put him at square cover, if you remember that.
Yes.
And there was this big gap between the
mid-off and extra cover.
That's correct.
Extra cover.
And no doubt, he would say, "Hey, listen, there's a reason I did this," and I'm sure Maloney would say, "I set him up." give him a free hit, but I had something planned for him the next delivery.
It is Maloney to bowl to Josh Thomas. Thomas tugs it down to short fine leg. They go through for a quick single. So that brings Levon Lewis on strike. And I can tell you, Pastor Orm, in two bowling innings in the tournament, Desron Maloney has picked up 7 wickets.
Yeah, quite interesting. They'll be looking at him. I don't know, maybe in the higher versions of the game to see whether his optimistic spin can bring him success. Some interesting things happening here.
He has 2 more deliveries. This one to Levon Lewis, and Levon Lewis clips that down into the onside. Comes off the boundary for a single, and Levon Lewis is left stranded as the ball goes back to the the bowler. Maloney is yet to remove the bail, but Levon Lewis is walking back, and the 7th wicket down for the Saffron Strikers. Lewis goes run out for 1, and the Strikers now 106 for 7.
No, I think that's bad cricket. Not so much on the part of Lewis. I felt that Josh Thomas should have made a gallant effort to go down to the other end. Now, if you notice that Lewis practically made it almost up to his crease, and Josh Thomas was not moving. Now, the reason I will criticize Josh about that, it might have been a tight thing, but when you have a fielder put under pressure, he can take his eyes off the ball. His throw may not necessarily be the most accurate in the world. He should have gone for the second run.
Yeah, so everything is happening now. This over has gone 9 runs for 2 wickets, including a 6. And the Saffron Strikers, they are after 80 for 1. They're now 106 for 7. Final delivery of the inning. Oh, it's a missed-stumped opportunity there from Hazard. Thomas was advancing down. The ball beats the flashing blade. Hazard was not able to collect. They go through for a bye. So one actually themed that he may have gotten an edge onto it. So it's actually a dropped catch it was. So 10 overs bowled. Maloney has the figures of 3 for 15, helping to contain the runaway train that was known as the Saffron Strikers batting in the top opening pair. So they'll be quite happy, the Cinnamon Pacers, to restrict Saffron Strikers to just 107 of the 10 overs.
Yeah, and the previous run out, if that didn't happen, I probably would have got up. Probably would have got up to 110.
So Pastor Orm fell short by 3 runs, and my guess I fell short by 8 runs. So quite happy that we both were off the mark. So it was a fair outcome in the end. But 107 for 7, we can see Lawrence. He top scored with 40. He was the first man to go off the bowling of Micah Narine. Heron Campbell, he made a well-played 42. LBW to Jamie Buddy. Dylan Douglas, Scott Athenes, the bowled Desron Maloney for 5. Ryan John, caught Narine, bowled Maloney for 1. Michael Joseph, caught Junior Cyrus, bowled Maloney for 9. Kem Charles, caught Athenes, bowled Buddy for 1. Josh Thomas, not out on 3. Levon Lewis run out, credited to Jonathan Taylor for 1. And Javon Andrew, he ended not out without facing a ball. The bowling figures, Jonathan Taylor, none for 30 of his 2 overs. He went for a bit of stick today. Jamie Buddy, 2 for 22 of his 2. Darren Hippolyte, none for 17. Micah Narine, 1 for 18. And Desron Maloney, the man with the golden arm, 3 for 15 of his 2 overs. As we would get set, we have a word momentarily. There'll be a word with a couple of the players in the match, and I can see the champion bowler Desron Maloney. He'll be down there. I'm not sure if he'll be talking about the prospects of chasing down the 107 as a batter, but he'll be relishing his moments in the sun here with the ball and picking up some 3 wickets in this match to finish with 7 in the tournament.
Well, he did say to his skipper, anytime you're ready for me, Skip, you can send the ball to me. And he was given the ball, and he did great services with it. Yeah. Cherise, is over to you.
Hi, with me this afternoon is Javon Andrew of the Saffron Strikers. Javon, today your team is playing for 4th place in the tournament, and we saw you guys score 106 runs in hopes of victory. Tell us about your batting outing here this afternoon.
Well, first of all, I think the opening batsman gave us a pretty good start at the beginning of the innings, which was important. It's something that we were not able to do in the earlier games, but nevertheless, we're still happy that we were able to come out and at least show what the team is capable of. So we're happy about the start, and we have the hitting power at the back to be able to take us across 100 runs easily. So that happened today, and it's evidence with the 106 runs that we've put on the board today.
Okay, at the start of the innings, you guys were powering through, and then we see towards the middle overs, the batting lineup started to crumble. What would you say was really troubling your batsmen out here this afternoon?
I'm not sure there was much of a troubling the batsmen. I think they were just trying to get on with the scoring, and we are kind of allowed to do that because we have, like I said, we have the power hitting at the back, so you're not worried if we lose 1 or 2 wickets in the middle overs. It's just a matter of guys, trying to give the effort. So any contribution that we get 12 runs from 6 balls, we'll take that. So it's all about contributions at the end of the day for the team. So we were able to get that. So we're kind of pretty happy with the performance today.
Okay, and you guys believe that you guys can defend your 106 runs?
Definitely, we have the bowling attack to do just that. So
thanks and all the best.
thank you.
Speaks well though.
Here with me now is Desron Maloney of the Cinnamon Pacers. Desron, in the last few outings for the Cinnamon Pacers, we see you guys were able to restrict teams to scores in the 70-something, 80-something run range. And today we see Saffron Strikers posting 106 runs. Tell us a little bit about the bowling attack and how that differed from the previous games.
Must say kudos to Saffron opening batsman. I think they got them off to a beautiful start. After 40-something in the first 3 overs, I think we did well as a unit to pull back the game to restrict them to 107. Throughout the tournament, both Taylor and Jamie have been giving us great start, and today was just not one of the day for them. But as you can see, Jamie came back well in the back end and bowled extremely well for us.
All right, and we know you primarily to be a batsman, and here we see in 2 games you're coming out here as a bowler, and your last occasion you picked up 4 wickets. This morning we see you picking up 3 wickets for 15 runs. Tell us about your experience in this tournament as a bowler.
It's quite an experience for me. I always feel like I can bowl in this format of the game, even it's just 10 overs. And in this game, I always think the batsman is under pressure to score. So once you bowl to your feel and bowl in the right areas, then you won't get the reward.
And we see scores in the 100 region seem to trouble the Cinnamon Pacers. How confident are you in your chase of 106 runs this afternoon?
I think it's a good batting wicket. It wouldn't change much because it's just 10 overs being played on it already. I back my batsman to go out, including myself, to go out and get that total. I think it's just about par.
Thanks very much and all the best.
Thank you very much.
Back up to you, Kerry, in the commentary booth.
All right, thank you very much, Shirice and Pastor Warm. The 2 teams, they seem confident that they'll be able to taste victory in the latter part of the game. And we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, it will be action in the second half of the match with the Cinnamon Pacers. They would need 108 runs off their 10 overs to finish 4th in the 2nd edition of the Dream 11 Spice Isle T10 tournament.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Energy. The world runs on it every day.
Good morning. Welcome to Seoul.
Hi.
Hi.
Bye.
And when we put the best of the Caribbean together with the energy we harness, everything runs so much smoother. Because at the end of the day, it's all about connecting people.
Happy birthday, Dad.
So, wherever your journey begins.
The biggest and safest summer festival in the region, August 8th and 9th. Let's go to Grenada for Spice Mass. Call your booking agents and get your tickets today.
Focus, I can't wait for T10. I can't wait to enjoy myself in a stadium. Mama, show everything you shall. Local talent doing well. Big up on yourself, sing it out. T10. Enjoy this.
I too have felt the impact of this pandemic and miss the days of being able to socialize with the freedom we once had. But it is in these times that we must come together to fight as one people through getting vaccinated and doing what's right. I am Aruna Neptune and I am fully vaccinated. Play your part. Keep yourselves, your loved ones, and your community protected. Spice Mass. Here we come. It's our time again.
Deeply rooted in our rich ancestral traditions. Spice Mass, the return, a celebration of life.
Welcome to Spice Mass 2022. Reviving the spirit of our ancestors through our traditional mass. Jab, the unique celebration of freedom, drenched in black. Feel the power. The rejuvenating sound of pan.
Back here at the National Stadium, Saffron Strikers just being all out for 107 for 7 in the 10 overs. And Cinnamon Pieces surely would want to finish this tournament with 2 wins. They need 108 for victory. Again, the conditions just a little bit on the cloudy side, a little overcast, but really there's no difficulty in the light. As you see, Saffron Strikers scoring 107 for 7. John, as I say good afternoon to you. One would have expected that they probably would have scored a lot more based on the start they had.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon to you, Crony, and good afternoon to all the listeners. Yes, I think Saffron Strikers just fell away a little bit in the back end of the innings after such a good start. But 107 still a challenging total for the Cinnamon Pieces.
Yes, I agree with you. We have seen the low scores. The tournament so far has been very competitive in terms of the team batting second getting there, and Saffron and Cinnamon Pacers, who have not done so well with the batting, would want to really finish strong. As we see Darius Martin, he gonna pick up the attack from the northern end, and Alec Atenas is preparing to face his first delivery. And this is played to backward point. Okay, no attempt of a run. And Atenas, we have seen in the last game, seemingly coming into his own, did have a very good knock. And when he scores runs, it seems as though that Cinnamon Pacers do well.
Yeah, definitely, and a lot is depending on the shoulders of Alec Atenas. But on this occasion, Cronin, we see the Saffron strikers starting with pace.
This is Martin. Short delivery hit again straight to backward point, and timing there, and getting some lift there. And Atenas on top of this one, hitting it to backward point. So we into the first over. Interestingly, we are seeing Cyrus opening the batting with Atenas. As Martin, short delivery played down to the fielder on the boundary, backward square. So he's off the mark. We have seen him yesterday really playing a measured inning as he started, but was able to pick up, the bad balls, was able to pick up the boundaries. We have seen him playing some reverse sweep, shot which he seemed to have made his own. But despite, he was, very cautious, was still being able to score freely.
Yeah, Alec Atenas really looking to bat throughout the innings. It's early days yet, but showing signs that he wants to bat right through the innings.
Junior Cyrus, for the first time, opening the batting for Cinnamon Pacers. Yeah, he faces first delivery. Short lifting delivery again. Wide being signal there. Again Cyrus there. Just in a little bit of difficulty, but was able to keep the bat away from this one.
Yeah, this delivery dug in short by Martin and making some height. The batsman Cyrus really couldn't get out of the way. The umpire signaling wide.
Yeah, he looked a little disappointed. It was a good delivery. As he's on his way again from this northern end to bowl to Cyrus. And he's hitting this one straight. And let's see, it's going to go close to the long off boundary. They come back for 2 runs. Again, pitched up. Looking to hit it over long off. So he's off the mark with 2.
Yeah, Cyrus not getting the timing that he really wanted. And this one just going really high down to where a long off would have been. And the ball dying as it hit the surface and just collecting 2 runs, sorry.
Safe shot. There's the mid-off and the mid-on in the circle. So he faces another delivery. Again, pushing on the offside. Seemingly just giving himself a lot of room, moving to the leg side and push it on the offside. And the amble, another single. So it's 5. Cyrus on 3. The left-handed Atenas come back into strike. And the field for Atenas, short third man, backward point, cover, extra cover mid-off. The captain, Ryan John, a mid-on, mid-wicket straightish, deep backward square, and a long leg. Martin, as he's on his way to bowl to Atenas. Short delivery, looking to hook again. Just seemed to rush onto him there. And probably seemed to take the helmet as he's just taking off, having a look at the helmet there. Another quick delivery, and Atenas looking to hook, and probably seemed to have taken the helmet. Someone is called on, the physio is called on, but again another short delivery, quick delivery, and really caught Atenas really in a difficult position.
Yes, again, Martin posing some problems to the batters. This time, I like Atanas after the Fletcher incident. Some form of concern there. Dr. Mario Christopher is out there. Of course, he's going to do the necessary protocols, concussion protocols. Let's hope that Alec Atanas is okay.
Yes, again we have seen him looking to pull there and not being able to get into the correct position. As you know, John, the tendency you play in the hook shot, and if it and you probably sit here just above the eyes, here, just on the forehead, and really we're not too sure if it's caught, but really there's some concern being shown. Again, you play the hook shot, yeah, it's just above the eye. Let's hope that is not too serious. But yes, he's going off. Again, very unfortunate. Again, we have seen with Andre Fletcher in terms of that hook shot being played and not being able to get out of the line of the delivery. So if you miss, you always put yourself in some danger. But it's good to see that he's smiling. I think he probably got a cut over his eyes there.
Yeah, I think it's just for precautionary measures. Dr. Christopher, very experienced physiotherapist doctor, will definitely want Alec Atenas to be checked out thoroughly for the injury. But again, Darius Martin really has come strong in this tournament in terms of pace and direction. And once again, another batsman, he's been hit on the helmet. So Martin really has grown in confidence when it comes to pace and accuracy with the short balls.
Yeah, definitely. His short delivery really seemed to be, most of the time on spot, and really creates a lot of problem for the batsman looking to hook, and most of them they are beaten with the pace. So it's 5 without loss. We into the second over. And Josh Thomas will take it up from the southern end. And he'll be bowling to Junior Cyrus. Similar field as he's on his way to the right-handed Cyrus. Again, he's looking to swing. Again, just pulling away from that delivery, looking to hit straight. And that ball just seemed to be leaving the right-handed batsman.
It's obvious the Cinnamon Pacers experimented with Cyrus. He really doesn't look the part as an opener. He's not getting in line of the deliveries from the fast bowlers, and really an experimental option by the Cinnamon Pacers.
So Thomas, the Cyrus, and hitting this one just past the backward square. He got both hands hit there. That's John. Really a good effort. And he'll probably pick up that feeler at backward point there. Again, pulling away and not getting over this delivery. Yeah. A really good effort by the backward point fielder.
Yeah, Dylan Douglas, the fielder. Dylan Douglas.
As Javed Hazard replaces Atenas as he faces first delivery from Thomas. Again, short lifting delivery. He had to pull his body away. Not a bad delivery. Really follow the batsman and really have to pull away from this one. So Thomas again looking to generate some pace. Six without loss. Pretty impressive start by both bowlers. Just quiet period. Pacers need to get 108 for victory. And Josh Thomas. Another quick delivery hit into the pads of Hazard. Again, just seem to be pulling away a bit, but again the ball is coming go into the right-handed batsman. And he was not able to get bat onto this one. Just seemed to be beaten again by the pace of this delivery.
Yes, it's obvious that both Hazard and Cyrus are struggling to cope with the pace of Martin and Thomas.
So let's see Thomas. And he's hitting this one down to mid-on. Again, not timing it well. He's able to pick up a single in the process. So they are doing it by singles, 7 without loss into the second over. Just one delivery left in the second over. And they will need to push on. Current run rate just 3.82. And they require run rate of 12.37 from here. Cyrus, 4 from 4 deliveries. As Thomas once again to bowl to Cyrus, and this one is pushed back on the onside, and they're going to pick up a single. The mid-on and comes in. So one more at the end of the 2 overs, 8 without loss. Hazard on 1 from 3 deliveries, and Cyrus 5 from 5 deliveries.
Yes, an excellent over there by Josh Thomas. Really a fast delivery in terms of pace, and the batsman Hazard and Cyrus really struggling against the bowling of Thomas. And with only 8 runs of 2 overs, and the unfortunate incident of Atanas, who has had to retire, it's going to take a very huge effort here by the Cinnamon Pacers to overhaul that score of 107.
Yeah, someone will have to put up their hands if they're going to get up to that score. Martin prepares for his second over. He has none for 5. Yes, you see tight offside field, all in the circle. Mid-off, extra cover, backward point, third man. As Martin. This one just angling down the leg side is played down to long leg. Let's see. Comes off the pad. So 1 more to the score. It's 9. Yeah, right-handed Hazard comes into strike. Yeah, it will take a big inning from someone. Hazard would have started the tournament well. I think he had 2 good innings. Have been able to carry on. But someone will have to play a good inning if they're going to get up to 108 for victory. Very quiet period. As Martin, he's up to wicket bowl. Again, he's looking to pull. Again, ball really goes into his body. Being able to really extract some pace, and that ball really cut in from just off stump into the batsman. And again, Hazard looking to pull and really was beaten by the pace as it crashed into his body.
Yes, it's evident that these 2 batters are moving leg side, and Martin following Hazard on this occasion, and the ball ricocheting onto his rib area.
Martin, he's up to the wicket bowl again. Hazard is pulling, and we pulled out 2 mid-wicket, taking in mid-wicket. We a really good catch there. As again that ball followed him, and he looking to pull, and only succeeded in playing to mid-wicket, and it was taken there. Very good catch, taken. Probably will just find who would have taken that catch, but really a good catch. Had to move to his right and got both hands to it and picked up that really good catch. Caught by George, who really moved well to take that catch.
Yes, an excellent catch there by George. Martin again digging this one short, and Azad looking to hit over mid wicket, only succeeding in presenting a relatively easy catch to the fielder, and a, a good breakthrough there by Martin.
Yes, again, we see the batsman really struggling against the pace, and he really was not able to get into position. Again, he was beaten by pace, was not able to get much onto it, and only succeeded in playing it to mid wicket, where it was picked up by George. Really good catch. He had to move to his right. As we look at the replay once again, yeah, good catch. So Martin has struck 9 for 1 in the third over. Atenes is back out and he's going to face Martin once again. Short delivery again, looking to pull. Made no contact. Probably seemed to be taken somewhere on the arm or the hand. But again, looking to play the pull shot. So it's interesting battle. Just two more deliveries. Martin having a spell. And Martinez really would want to see his spell over as he faces another delivery. Short delivery hooked, and mid wicket goes around, takes a catch once again. Again, Atenes looking to hook. Kane being hustled by the pace, not being able to get anything much onto it. And really a simple catch was taken at mid wicket there. And really, Martin again has struck.
Yes, Atenas coming back after this slight injury, and Martin again bowling a short one, and Atenas really looking to hit this one over mid wicket and not getting enough on this one, and this one spun into mid wicket, where again George took a smart catch moving to his left. Atenas goes another blow there by Ginger, the Saffron strikers. Cinnamon Pacers in further trouble at 9 for 2.
Yeah, certainly have been. Two good overs, well, just one delivery to go, but we have seen him, Martin again, generating pace. It really is troubling all the batsmen. They looking to pull, and is beaten by the pace, and also he's able to get some bunks off the track. So it's 9 for 2, and we still in over number 3. Desmond Maloney. Yeah, the field, really a offside field. All the fielders in the circle. So we have the long leg out and the backward square out on the boundary. A short delivery, and he goes under it. Certainly that completes the over. It's 9 for 2. 9 for 2 after 3 overs. And Martin just finishing there his spell of 2 overs, 1 made 5 runs, and picked up 2 wickets.
Yeah, like Maloney expected that. He was under this one very quickly. Martin digging in short again, and it's nice to see the really the competitiveness of the Volcanoes players. Martin Atenas, Maloney, and the rest, and Josh Thomas, and it's nice to see that with even this format they can still be that competitiveness, Crony.
Yeah, it's very, very clear. We've seen that competitive nature as we just look above the stadium and you look at the houses just to the north of us. This down the leg side again, first delivery from Thomas there. Again, ball probably pitching somewhere around the leg stump and going further down the leg side. And Cyrus looking to help it, probably somewhere over backward square. Made no contact. So they're into double figures 10. A good take by the keeper. Really up against it. Still 98 runs needed from 42 deliveries. As Thomas over the wicket to Cyrus. Again, Cyrus looking to pull, really not in any position there. Lifting delivery. I made no contact. Really seemed to be struggling against the pace of Thomas.
Really, Cyrus not getting in position at all. Just looking to heave this one. This could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, let's see what it does for this delivery. Another short delivery, hit down to mid-off, and let's see, mid-off goes around, takes another catch, and Cyrus there really was on the card, not pulling away, looking to hit over mid-off, and only succeeded in hitting it down to mid-off, where the catch was taken, and yet another wicket.
Yes, you're quite right, Crony, when you say that was on the card, because the experiment of using Cyrus at the top of the order really didn't pay off for the Cinnamon Pacers, and just gifting a wicket to Josh Thomas, ball lobbing to mid-off, and the fielder running around and taking a relatively easy catch.
Yeah, Heron Campbell it was that took that catch. Really was a easy catch. And Cinnamon Pacers really go further into trouble. They are 10 for 3. We still just in the fourth over. So really a good start from Saffron Strikers. They really came out really strong. We had the two fast bowlers, two of the fastest bowlers open their attack, and it's not often we see the attack they open with fast bowlers. Now we know that they have spin, they open with spin on numerous occasions. But I think with 107 being scored, they felt that they had to come strong and they had to come very hard. And as such, they opened with the main attack, main fast bowlers with Martin and Josh Thomas. And they have reached some reward. Still in the fourth over, picked up 3 wickets.
Yeah, I think Ryan John, I'm calling it right this time. The two fast bowlers, Martin and Josh Thomas, really putting the Cinnamon Pacers on the back foot and picking up some very crucial wickets.
So Maloney, he's gonna face Thomas, and again he's looking to pull, again hustled into this shot, not getting much into it, just went out on the onside. We are backward square would have been. So he's off the mark. On the second delivery, 11 for 3. Really tough going for Cinnamon Pacers. The left-handed Andrew, Sheehan Andrew, is going to face still 97 runs required from 39 deliveries. Really a tough ask. We have not seen none of the batsmen look comfortable this morning. This afternoon in this game, Thomas, Andrew, short lifting delivery. Again, Andrew looking really to play some way over that third backward point position. Again, made no contact. So the leg side field, 2 fielders out, the long leg and the backward square on the boundary. So a mid wicket and a mid on. Cinnamon Pacers really up against it. They require 108 in 10 overs. The 11 for 3. Martin 2 overs. Pick up 2 for 5. Thomas just missing his run there. I think Saffron Strikers, John, will really want to come out and end on a winning note. This is one of the teams that was looked at one that would have make it right at the end. Again, Thomas just missing his run.
Yeah, Saffron Strikers really blowing hot and cold throughout the tournament. Started, positively winning the games up front, and as the tournament progresses, we saw them really falling away, and in the evident in the playoff that they really didn't come to the party.
Yeah, really, the batting has let them down badly. As Thomas, another short delivery, hit over backward point, and this is going to go down to the boundary for the first four. Short delivery and really give him the right treatment. He just got under it and just lifted it over backward point, and went down to the boundary for the first four.
Yes, delivery outside the off stump and short and wide, and the batsman Andrew doing the right thing, not looking to keep this one down and hitting it over but where backward point would have been, and there's nobody stationed on the third man boundary, so a very good shot by Andrew.
So he faces another delivery from Thomas, and he's looking to drive again. Ball swinging away from the left-handed batsman and taken by the keeper. So that's the end of the over. Thomas completed spell, 2 overs, no made, 9 runs, 1 wicket, and at the end of the power play, 4 overs, 15 for 3. They will be happy with that start.
Yes, Cinnamon Pacers really not getting the required power play that what would be necessary to challenge that total of 107 by the Saffron Strikers. But Saffron coming out with a game plan this morning and just bowling all fast bowlers this morning and causing real problems for the Cinnamon Pacers.
Yeah, they came out real firing, and we see now John is quickly into the attack. So really, it certainly sends the indication that they are happy with the sort of help they are getting from the pitch. As you see, quite a few short deliveries. It's 15 for 3. We have 4 overs being bowled. And just to go back to the Saffron Strikers team, as we said, the batting has let them down badly. Even in this game, they started so well and scoring at a rapid pace and just seemingly fall away at the end. So Ryan John, and he's going to come around the wicket to Maloney. Right up as he normally bowls and play down to backward point. The fielder on the boundary have to move to his left. Again, I thought they probably could have attempted a second run there. 16 for 3. The left-handed Andrew comes in to strike. He's on 4. Has struck the only boundary scored so far. John he's now pushing the backward point, right back. So now the backward point, right back on the boundary, the cover, just going a little bit squarer and long off. Then there's a long on.
I tell you what, Crony, this game is going at a snail pace, really, really slow. Huh?
Yeah, I agree. Quite a lot of time is spent even setting the field. This one is pitch up and driven down to long off. And the batsman amble another single. Yes, I agree with you. Really turning over is really, really slow. We have had just a little stoppage with the slight injury to Altenas. John from around the wicket to Maloney. Full toss, hit down to long on, straight to the fielder, and Maloney goes full toss and really hit straight down to the long on fielder, who really didn't have to move. And again, Pacers losing their 4th wicket at 17, and really the pressure is really on. As Saffron Strikers really is coming back really strong. As we continue to see the sort of competitive nature between the Volcano players.
Yes, Maloney hitting this one straight to the fielder down on the long on boundary. And it just sums up really the kind of tournament that Maloney and the Saffron Pacers has had throughout this tournament. They have not really come to the party, and on this occasion Maloney getting a full pitch delivery and really couldn't get it over the line. So another wicket, another batting collapse by the Cinnamon Pacers.
Yes, yeah, he really would have wanted to do a lot better with that delivery. So it's 17 for 4. We into the fifth over. And really, Pacers really up against it. Mike Anaran, the captain. And he's going to face John in his first over. He comes around the wicket to the right-handed Narayan, who plays down to mid-wicket. Again, the amble a single. And really, 18 for 4. As you see, really going on in a snail pace. Still 90 runs required from 32 deliveries.
I don't think Cinnamon Pacers is going to get near this total at all.
Yeah, well, certainly they have lost the top half. The wicket of Desmond Maloney, as you said, is one of the players you expected quite a lot from, and really has not been doing as was expected. This slower delivery is played down to backward point, and again Andrew pick up another single, 19 for 4. John just going for 4 in this delivery, in this over, just one delivery left. So with the wicket of Atenes and Maloney, I think really would have created a big dent. And this one is looking to play again. Narayan beaten there, looking to push back, and a ball just leaving the right-handed Narayan. And that completes the fifth over, 19 for 4, Cinnamon Pacers.
Yeah, good over there by Ryan John. Just some 4 runs and picking up the wicket of Maloney. Halfway through the innings, 5 overs been completed, not just 19 runs. We just await the Cinnamon Pacers really to break through the shackles and provide some form of challenge to this total. But it's a long way away now, Crony.
Yeah, it is. They have really struggled with their batting. They have, fell on the 80 for quite a number of occasions in this tournament. They got up to 82 for victory in the last game. Again, the batting of Atenes, really was good in the last match. So they were just able to get through to that victory. But again, they continue to struggle with the batting. We are going to see spin for the first time, Kem Charles. He's going to bowl right arm off spin around the wicket. And he's going to bowl to the left-handed Andrew.
Back in you, big man. Back in you, big man.
As we see, just a short mid-on, mid-wicket in Ryan John. He's looking to swing. He's out leg before. Looking to swing across this one is Andrew. And missing and hit on the pad. And umpire John Mark had no hesitation. And yes, yet another wicket hit in front. And so another wicket for Cinnamon Pacers.
Yeah, Andrew going nowhere with this shot. I'm looking to hit this one over somewhere over mid-wicket and completely deceived and miss a straight delivery. And the umpire really didn't have a very difficult decision to make. This one was plumb hitting the middle part of middle stump, and another wicket now. Some 19 for 5. Cinnamon Pacers falling in further trouble.
Yeah, so the dismal batting of Cinnamon Pacers continues. No one look really comfortable.
Let's go, Kim, boy. Let's go, Kim, boy. Let's go, Kim.
They really struggle with their batting. This is a team that did well in the first edition. But I must say, Atenes was excellent. His batting actually led the team. Charles. And this one is again pushed back on the offside. They're on Hippolyte. Off spinner himself should have an idea how to play the off spinner.
There you go, big man. Lay ball, brother. Work, buddy. Work, buddy.
He faces Kem Charles and comes around the wicket. Short delivery, hit the cover. And he's off the mark, become a single. So 20 for 5. Still 88 runs required from just 27 deliveries. The captain, Micah Narain. Interesting field. Short third man. We see the cover point coming off the boundary. Well, off the boundary. So there's a short third man and a point, a backward point. Cover and long off. All the fielders on the offside. So back leg side field. John at short mid on. Short fine leg, long on, mid wicket on the boundary and backward square on the boundary.
Go boys, let's go boys. Keep working, Kim. Keep working, Kim.
Now the point have been moved to cover, and the cover fielder just going to square on the boundary. Short delivery, played to that point position. The third man moved his right, and he just one more to Narain. It's 21 for 5. Really have been really slow going. I think just one boundary have been hit in the inning so far by Andrew. This one is stroked to cover. Again, they're going to amble another single. So really is no sense of aggression. It's 22 for 5 in over number 6. Still overcast condition. No sign of sun. Again, play to again short third man, another single to Narain. That conclude the 6th over. Cinnamon Peters 23 for 5, and they require to get 108 if they're going to win this one.
Yes, and another slow over really. Kim Charles just conceding some 4 runs from this over and picking up the wicket. But again, Cinnamon Pacers really struggling in terms of this run scoring ability, and they have really struggled in this first 6 overs.
So spin from this northern end, Chilani George. He's gonna pick it up. Picked up 2 good catches at mid wicket, and he will want to put Cinnamon Piece into further trouble. Ryan John coming right back at long on. There's a mid wicket on the boundary and a short fine leg. So really a big gap on the leg side. Ball is driven and just past the backward point, and this could go very close to the boundary. Just stop inside the boundary, and Narain come back for 2 runs. So we see some positiveness there as the batsman Narain, the ball giving some air. Looking at it, I think much queerer. Robinson, left arm wrong, and this again is driven straight and taken at backward point position again, not getting hold of it, and the leg spinner just seemed to be leaving the right-handed Narain and succeeded in hitting it to backward point position. Good catch taken there. The fielder had to just move to his left, got both hands it and taken up a good catch.
Yes, the left arm orthodox spinner pitching this one just on middle and on off stump really, and the batsman Narain looking to hit inside out, and this one peeling out the outside edge and going to the field at backward point. To me, this was an excellent catch. Really moved quickly to his left and really had to reach out and stretch for this one. An excellent catch by the fielder down at the backward point area.
Yeah, good movement as we look at a replay. Hands in good position. Levon Lewis, who took that catch there, It's so important when you're going to take catches that your position of your hands is really in the right way. And he really was in good position there and took good catch, Lewis. So 25 for 6, Jamie Buddy.
Jamie Buddy, 16 matches, 2 runs. Is it 2 runs? This one? I'm subject to correction.
Yes, certainly we need to.
2 runs.
This one he plays down to the long leg region, down to the boundary for 4. So he certainly clips that in just one shot.
Yeah, lovely shot by Jamie Buddy. This one angle down leg side and using his all his reach and just flicking this one really down to backward square and picking up the second boundary of the innings.
Yeah, it's 29 for 6, Buddy. As George coming around the wicket, the left-handed Jadali George coming around the wicket to the left-handed Buddy. Again, he's going for the same shot and just coming off the pad. They're looking to sweep again, fine. Buddy, who has played under 19 cricket for the Winwood, is a player that hits the ball well, more in the all-rounder mode. But we haven't seen him batting much in this tournament. Tossed up again, he's looking to sweep. Again, makes no contact and just comes off the pad. Yeah, looking to sweep fine. It's 29 for 6. Just final delivery from George in his first over. Tossed up and Buddy's coming forward and just played it down to mid-wicket. Again, the Ambler single. And Buddy moves to 5. And at the end of over number 7, Cinnamon Pacers, the 30 for 6.
Yeah, good over there by George. Just some seven runs and picking up an important wicket of the captain, Narayan. Cinnamon Pacers continue to struggle against some good fast bowling up front and some decent off spinners now, Crony. It will take some effort to get them up to even say 60 or 70.
Yes, I think the fast bowlers would have broken the back of the batting. Yeah, I think that both Atenes and it was very tough, and really they wasn't able to get off. And interestingly, we saw that the opening stand was changed. This one, as Charles continues his second over, push to cover. George again moving rather quickly. There's no chance of a run. Kem Charles. This one is hit down to, where does this one go? Take another great catch there by George again. Really having to run and moved his left. And really took a really splendid catch there. As Cinnamon Pacers has now lost a 7 wicket. Really a great catch.
Yes, this one Buddy looking to hit over long on and just spooning this one to where a shot made off would have been, and the fielder Charles, is it Charles? Fielder George taking an excellent diving catch. This is probably one of the better catches that we have seen throughout the tournament. That was an excellent catch by George.
Yeah, really good catch. He had to move, he had to time it well as we look at the replay again, and really took it with both hands. And importantly, when you take those catches, you have to hold it. When you fall to the ground, you have to hold it. Really a good catch. Picked up just the 3 catches for the match so far.
Yeah.
And really, Saffron Strikers really putting the pressure right on. 30 for 7. And into the 8th over already. And Kem Charles picking up his 2nd wicket. And this ball is again just played in front of the batsman. They're on Hippolyte. He's on 2. 78 required, 15 deliveries. Yeah. Kem Charles around the wicket. This one is driven to cover again. George is in the way. Keeping things really quiet. Cinnamon Pacers never really got off to any start. This one is again push on the offside, and he picked up a single, Hippolyte, and that concludes. No, just one more delivery to go in over. 31 for 7. With Hippolyte on 3. And Thomas, the right-handed Thomas, or left-handed Thomas, will face his first delivery from Kem Charles. Again, still overcast condition. Quicker delivery, which is played to short fine leg. Again, no run attempted. So that completes the 8th over. And Cinnamon Pieces really continue to struggle. Remembering that they won the toss and elected to field, and having to chase 108 for victory. They're 31 for 7.
Kim Charles have 2 overs, 2 for 5, an excellent spell by Kim Charles. The batsman Thomas and Hippolyte really cannot get these balls away and really not challenging the total. Crony, 8 overs, your time, prediction. I know you're gonna. I know you're gonna win. So whatever you predict is gonna right on point, pinpoint. So you better go ahead, Crony. Go ahead and do.
You're putting me on the spot again, George. A ball tossed up, swung, and this one goes down to mid wicket. And yes, catch drop there and goes across the row for 4. Bad miss. Full toss, and Hippolyte swinging it down to deep mid wicket. Just going through the hands of the fielder there, and they're picking up another boundary.
Yes, a very good effort from the fielder on the mid-wicket boundary. This one just eluding him and just trickishly into the boundary and picking up 4.
35 for 7. We in the 9th over, and he's coming down the track and he's out stumped. Again, really simple dismissal there as the batsman there, Hippolyte, just coming down the track and looking to push, not to say looking for a big shot. And was easy stumping for the keeper. Stumped by Andrew, bowling up George. George picking up his 2nd wicket. It's 35 for 8. And we are in over number 9.
Yeah, very soft dismissal there. The batsman just charging down the wicket and missing this one completely, and an easy stump into the keeper. George picking up his 2nd wicket. 8 wickets down now.
Yeah, well, I don't think they will get 40, but
40.
Yeah, I don't think they will reach 40. 35 or 8.
Yeah.
And with just 10 deliveries remaining.
So you're saying 39?
Embleton, he's going to face his first delivery, and he's looking to swing. Missed, out stumped. Also, looking for the big drive there and making no contact. And again, a really quick walk by the keeper. And we have a chance to look at the replay there, and just seemed to just left his crease a bit.
Yeah, Embleton just coming down. I'm looking to hit this one through the covers and just again in no position, looking to hit this one, and another simple stumping by the wicket keeper, and George picking up his 3rd wicket. So now 3 for 11, and Cinnamon Princess Crony on the verge of being bowled out for less than 40.
Yeah, it certainly looked that way. It has been dismal batting, really, some dismal batting by Cinnamon Pieces. Yes, we agree that the opening attack was really good. It was quick, and it really hustled the batsmen. Really, they couldn't get the timing right. They couldn't get into position, and they would have struck some big blows, picking up some big wickets. And I don't think that after that they was able to have any momentum, and as such found themselves in this position. 35 for 9, still with 9 deliveries left. As we see now a slip coming. There are actually 2 slips is in position. There's a leg slip. You don't normally often see this in T10 cricket, but they certainly has Cinnamon Pieces under a lot of pressure. George comes around the wicket Taylor, and Taylor pushes on the offside. Score remains 35 for 9. And Jelani George picking up 3 wickets so far.
And 3 brilliant catches.
Yeah, and 3 brilliant catches. Really is probably one of the players. Let's see, given tossed up, and this just driven back to the bowler. Again, a run rate at 3.96. Really up against it. George. This one is played to short third man, and that completes his over. Really good spell, picking up 3 for 11 in 2 overs. And he will be happy to pick up 3 wickets. After 9 overs, Cinnamon Pacers, they are 35 for 9, still requiring 73 runs from 6 deliveries.
Yes, George picking up 2 wickets in that over, completing his spell of 3 overs, 2 overs, 3 wickets for 11 runs. And Cinnamon Pacers really a very dismal performance. And Crony, maybe I could ask you, what do you think was the cause of such a dismal performance in terms of the batting?
Well, we have not. To be honest, we have not seen anybody in terms of batting really come forward to score runs for Cinnamon Peters so far. This one is hit down to backward square. Single to Thomas. I think that it just seems as though they was shocked with the pace that they got. From the Saffron Strikers really seem to have caught them flat-footed. And the fact that they have lost 2 early wickets, 2 big wickets. This one hit down to short fine leg, and they're looking for the single, but just being able to make his ground there, Steeler. The score moves to 37. I think there was,
but
the start that the Saffron Strikers had.
We have seen it throughout the tournament for Cinnamon Pacers.
Yeah.
So you think it's a question of not planning properly?
This one is played straight to mid wicket. Brian John accepts a simple catch, and the Desron Thomas caught in mid wicket, and Cinnamon Pacers just falling for 37. Really have been comfortable, convincing victory by Saffron Strikers. As we see that Cinnamon Pacers really continue to struggle, losing by some 70 runs. Really, it's a huge victory.
Yes, a very comprehensive victory there by Saffron Strikers. Cinnamon Pacers really losing their way in this encounter. Just some 37 runs, all out in 9.3 overs. A very dismal and performance by the Cinnamon Pacers.
Well, it's just to go back as we talk about Cinnamon Pacers in terms of the batting through the tournament. It has not been good. We would have said earlier, I think there was this particular game they got 45, like ill-disciplined batting, and really, and certainly there's a lot need to be done in terms of the batting of the team. I think that area has really let them down. 107 more than a big total, but again the batting continues to struggle. Certainly there's something they will have to work with, and one hope maybe coming back for maybe in the next edition we probably would see a different team. So the news: Cinnamon Pacers scored 37 and lost to Saffron Strikers by 70, and really has been, as I said, dismal batting performance. But again, Saffron Strikers has shown the strength, has shown the power they have in the bowling. The fast bowlers really coming, picking up some good wickets, as we see both Thomas and Darius, who would have generated quite a bit of pace, and really didn't give Cinnamon Pacers much chance there. they lost by some 70 runs. So we're now gonna, as we go down to series, she have with Jelani George and the man of the match. So over to you, series.
Thank you. At the end of the fourth place playoff here today, we see the Saffron Strikers comprehensively coming out victorious against the Cinnamon Pacers. Today's man of the match goes to Jelani George of the Saffron Strikers. He took 3 catches, 3 wickets for just 11 runs. During the presentation, we have Mr. Andy Noel, the first vice president of the Grenada Cricket Association. Jelani, a superb performance by you today. Tell us a little bit about your outing on the pitch.
Well, I mean, the game today was a very good game. Thanks for the support from all the teammates and everything. We went out there with a plan, well, as always, and we executed the plan, especially with the batting and the bowling today. So I just want to congratulate everybody that pitched in and played their part. We worked very well with the bowling and everything. I could say I played a good part as well. As you can see, I took 3 wickets and we just played the part today.
And today ends your spell here in the Dream 11 Spice Style T10 competition. How would you rate your experience, and are there any key takeaways you would have taken from this experience?
Well, I mean, this is my second T10, so the experience is very good. It's a very good experience, basically. What I could say I took from this is just the people you interact with in this tournament, they just try to build you up. Even if you have a bad game going, they just tap you on your shoulder and say, just keep your head up and keep going.
Okay, thank you so much and congratulations again. Back up to you, John, in the commentary booth.
Gonna take a quick break as we prepare for the big final that will come up shortly. Cinnamon Pacers just losing this final game. Saffron Strikers won by 70 runs. So we are going to take a break here, and we'll be hoping to rejoin you shortly.